Welcome back to another voiceover because I am sick. So this is the best we're gonna do for a video today, but here we are. So this is the Llewellyn's Little Book of Chakras. So I'm sorry if I'm not gonna be like super enthusiastic and this might be kind of short. I'm sick. I don't feel terribly well. So that said, this book is somewhere between like, it's a beginner book but for an intermediate, which sounds kind of strange. But like this book, it talks about the chakras, but it feels a little advanced if you are just jumping into witchcraft and paganism and all things like New Age. And some of the concepts are, I feel like, a bit more advanced than just a beginner. However, it doesn't feel like it's necessarily intermediate for specifically chakra work. If you know a bit about them, there's not like a whole lot of new information here, but it's a weird in between. That's why it's like, I feel like you need to be like, in general, an intermediate in just like all things in this kind of arena of beliefs. But like, as an intermediate, that's usually when you start to move into like specific niche little topics, such as the chakra system. She does go off away from the more standard things on some bits of it, like the ages. That was kind of weird. Like, I agreed with the Hindu belief way more than hers. I don't know where she got the ages from. That was kind of strange. I think I would stick with the Hindu belief of that one, personally. And I haven't really heard that mentioned very much in any book anyways, but I'm not huge into the chakras that much to begin with. This is not the book I would personally recommend. I think one that I had recently done, I think it was probably within the last month, it's like the chakras and the vagus nerve or something like that. That book I feel like covered the topic better, but for a small book, it's just like one of many you're going to read on the topic. This isn't too bad. The writing in this book is pretty good. It doesn't feel like the author is trying to talk too much above you and also not too casual. As you know, that's one of my things. It's a very delicate line for authors to walk. I think the author does a pretty good job with this. The information presented is pretty good. When she does kind of stray from like traditional beliefs, she does point it out, which is nice. Again, with the age thing in particular, she talks about how it normally is this way and how she does things differently. Now, one of the things that I felt was kind of weird in this that again, I don't really look a whole lot into the chakra system and the beliefs with it, but one thing I've never really stumbled across was the amount of different directions in which she says the chakras are moving. I don't know how much I believe in that. Because it's like, there's like an upwards, downwards, forwards, backwards, left and right, and then you have like two wheels going simultaneously. It was a lot. I don't know that everyone believes in that. I don't know if that is her own thing. I haven't really come across it, so I'm kind of leaning towards that. She might have mentioned it. To be honest, I read this while sick, so keep that in mind. Cold meds are really fun to try and focus, but I don't know that that's something that a lot of people talk about. There is the belief that like it spins one way or the other, or it glows brighter or not, depending on if it's activated or not, and if it's sending energy versus receiving energy. There's a lot of different debates on that, and some of the things in here, like, I don't think I'll ever do. For instance, I'm really not a fan of the pendulum. I have never gotten it to work for me, and like most of the exercises in here require you to have a pendulum. And it's kind of weird, like one of the exercises, she has you send the chakra to your hand to use. That was kind of interesting. I don't think that's a traditional belief. I don't know though. You would definitely want to find somebody who like has researched the chakras specifically for a lot. I haven't. I would still definitely consider myself a beginner in the realm of chakras. So keep that in mind. And like, I don't know, just some of the exercises were kind of weird. And it talks about like if you want to do it on other people versus yourself and how to do that, and like intuitively going through them versus the pendulum versus sending it to your hand. Like, it was interesting. Is this something I would probably do? No. But I mean, it's kind of cool to read through, see if it works for you. I'm not a huge fan of the pendulum personally, but for other people, apparently it works wonderfully. So overall, this book isn't bad. It's just not the greatest. Again, I think the other book that I had read covered the topic a lot better. It is a bigger book than this one, and that could have something to do with it. I just liked the other author better. I think the topic was handled better by the other person, but it's not to say this one is bad. I just liked the other one better. So I would love to hear your thoughts on this one in the comments below. Do you have a recommended book on the chakras? Leave it in the comments as well. Huge thank you to my patrons. Thank you for your support as always. If you would like to subscribe, comment, like, all that good stuff, I post Monday through Friday. Try to continue that, even if sometimes it's late because I'm sick, like today. It's fine. It'll get up at some point today. Like, I'm recording this at noon, so it'll get up at some point. But thank you as always for your continued support, and I will see you all on Monday. Blessed be.